Hi guys, this is my Schefflera Amate, and I will be updating her. And this is a very highly requested video. A lot of people have been asking a ton of questions about this plant and the progress of her because she's not a very common or very popular or in trend kind of social media plant. So there's not a ton of information about her, and I have had her for quite some time now, so I can share more information. I hope you enjoy my video. You're going to hit the like, subscribe, and of course the bell so you're notified every single time I do upload a new video. And of course, if you want to see the update for this plant in the future, please do hit the subscribe button and the bell. All my social media accounts are in the description section, so do check that out. Anything that I do provide for this plant will be in the description section as well. If there's anything else that I might have forgotten to provide or anything at all, do that in the comment section after you finish watching my entire video. So this one now sits in a west-facing window. She's about 2 feet away from the window. She's about 2 feet away, or about 1.5 feet away from a vent, which is okay with this kind of plant. She is not affected by it at all. She sits on the floor. There is also an awning on that window, so it's not really... She's really far from that window. She hasn't experienced any kind of burning, no issues, nothing at all. I do have another Schefflera, but it is a gold capella. Scheffleras are also known as an umbrella plant due to the way their leaves grow, which does look like an umbrella, if you've noticed. A lot of people have confused this plant as a money plant or a Pachira aquatica, and that is not the same plant. So, they have very different requirements. This one, so far, she was able to survive, very slowly thrive at a north-facing window, very far from an east-facing window. I would say about 12 feet away from an east-facing window. And there are some obstructions at that window because I have shelves at the window with a ton of plants. So she does get that. And at the darker months, there is a ceiling light that is all my that ceiling light group actually are all plant lights, so she gets that from time to time when it is very dark. And the fall, winter, and the early summer days can be very dark, especially in the Midwest. So I do have that on, not just for the plants but actually for me, so it's dual purpose. This is just an all-purpose potting soil. I would recommend to not get a very dense one. Any brand should do, as long as it's not very moisture retaining. It should be okay. I would not recommend anything that is dense, moisture retaining, or kind of clayish kind of. I would suggest some kind of aeration in the potting soil. Again, everything will be linked down below on what I use and what I can find that would be similar if I can't find that online. I water her in the darker, colder months. When she was at a north window, close to an east window, she was being watered, depending on the year, between 2 to 4 weeks. What I do is I wait about a ½ inch on the top part of the soil to be completely dry, that I can move it around, and I will show you. When you can move her around like this, she is ready to be watered. Because the top part is about ½ inch that is dry and it's not sticking. If there's like little specks like sand that will stick a little bit like that, that's okay. What I mean is that it sticks because it's moist or damp or still wet. That's a big difference versus just sticking because it's, it's tiny particles. So she is actually ready to be watered. This is a very low maintenance plant, I would say. She survived in a north-facing window. She wasn't growing very heavily because she was at a north-facing window. If I did put her in an east-facing window, I don't know, but she probably would have been growing a little bit more because the north-facing window is the lowest in regards to brightness of all the directions. Now she's currently at a west-facing window, but very far away from that. West is second highest intensity of the brightness and intensity of the sunlight. So she's right there, and she has actually put a ton more growth versus at the north-facing window. That's not a shock. She hasn't burned in anywhere there. This is a very low maintenance plant, like I said. Very easy for beginners, so I would definitely recommend this. This is a much easier plant than the Schefflera Gold Capella that I do have, in my personal opinion, because the Schefflera Gold Capella, which is more common, you can find those more in stores and nurseries and big box stores, that will shed leaves very quickly. This is more forgiving. If you miss a day or two, she will be fine. Yeah, there's even a time that I missed a few days and she was fine. With the Schefflera Gold Capella, you miss one day, she will shed leaves. You miss one day of watering. It's that insane. So, I mean, they are from the same kind of family, but it's a big difference. And she's not variegated, as you can see. She is all green and just beautiful. I really love this plant. I think it is very underrated, which is fine by me. That just kind of means that I can appreciate her more in that sense. I don't have to share the love. If you have seen my unboxing of this or my first video, she was broken when she was delivered. The way they deliver it, and I even saw it, they were just, you can see that it was tossed around for whatever reason. They were just, the freight company was just very careless in delivering this. This is the newest one. As you can see, she's very shiny and glossy, and you compare it to the older ones, which is compared to her, they're a little bit more on a dull side, but they're still a little glossy. This is very normal. Newer leaves are always going to be much lighter in color, and then they mature in a few weeks and it becomes this color. And the other one before this one is this one right here, and she is still very glossy. If you're interested in what I do provide for this plant to kind of help her grow more, they're all linked down below. I spoil my plants a lot, because I want them to be large and thick and fat and happy. That's what I want. So I'm gonna turn her so you guys can see her in the other view. She has grown. So there she is. And it's very strange because this is such a beautiful plant and there's just not a lot of love for her online so far, which is fine. I don't mind being the only one or one of the few. So here she is. Very low maintenance. There is no added humidity that I provide for her. The only window I have not tried is a south-facing window, and that's because I don't have access to that. So she can do well in north, east, and south. Just so you know, if you put her in a north-facing window, she will not grow as quickly, and she should not be watered as often. And the volume of the water should also be a little bit low. You have to pay attention to what you're doing. If you're putting her in an east-facing window, it'll be a little bit more versus the north. You have to check if there are obstructions on your window as well, and if she is right next to the window. And of course, same goes for the west. It will be the most out of all three. For the south, like I said, I cannot attest to that, so I cannot recommend that because I've never tried with this plant, and I do not recommend trying it because I have no experience. You can if you want to, but just watch the leaves. If she starts to burn, then you gotta put her somewhere else. South-facing window is unforgiving, and it can actually kill your plant if the plant is not okay for that kind of intensity with the midday sun. So be very careful and pay attention to that. Okay, guys, thank you guys so much for the love and support, and here is her beautiful update. She is such a beautiful plant, and she is so like wide. There she is. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys again next time. Bye.